My name is Carlos Enrique Navarro. I do merchandise for bands, and this is how music saved my life. Well, I wasn't born in America. I was born in Cuba, and I came to America around the age of 10. So all my life I listened to like Spanish salsa music. But then around like 15 or 16, I would say 16, I heard about a band called Oh Sleeper, and they were like the first band that would scream and still play good music. Like they had sweeps and they did stuff. And so then after I heard that, I was like, I want to do anything I can to like meet this band. And so I just went to shows every day, and I just met people, and like it's just a different atmosphere. Everyone cares about each other. And then whenever I'd be down or whatever, I'd be like, dude, I'm gonna go to a show. So I would go and pay to go to a show, and then just have fun with people that knew what I was about and that had like same interests as I did. I got into doing merch by going to an Oh Sleeper show. Oh Sleeper was doing a headliner, and they had direct support by a band called Greeley Estates. And then I followed every single day, 7 days in Florida, out of my pocket, paid for gas, and I went to every show. And so I just became really good friends with them. And then by the end of the tour, I was good friends with Oh Sleeper and Greeley. And like a couple of weeks later, Greeley called me up. He's like, hey man, you want to do merch for us? And I was like, yeah. I've done merch from a really small band like a Bullet for Pretty Boy all the way to, I recently did Census Fail on Warped Tour. I just got off tour with Every Time I Die on a headliner that they did. So the band size doesn't matter to me. I just want to travel and sell stuff. Yeah, I guess people know me from this this quote that I made. And it's pretty much, it just says, suicide does not end the chances of life getting worse. Suicide eliminates the possibility of it ever getting better. And when I first started with the sign, I just posted it up like me on Tumblr. And it got a lot of like notes, and I guess people thought that was like a moving thing. And like everything else comes with haters, like suicide does end the chances of life getting worse. And in my head it doesn't. Because if you're willing to take your life, it means it can't get any worse. Like, why would you take your life when things aren't as bad as they could be? So that's what I always think when people are like, that's an oxymoron. I'm like, no, it's not. So I put that up, and a lot of kids were responding, and I was getting messages every day from mainly, like, the majority is girls, but I feel like guys struggle with it too, of just like self-harm and stuff. So I just try to give my advice, and then I was like, dude, what better to get a photo with somebody holding this sign than like somebody they look up to? So first person I did was Bo from A Blessed to Fall. And he posted it, and that was awesome. And then from now on, anytime I do merch, like most bands know that I have the sign. They're like, dude, can I take a sign, like a photo with that sign? And I couldn't be more stoked, man. I was like, really? You want to take a photo with this thing I made? So, man, if I met somebody who was struggling with depression or trying to commit suicide, I just tell them to talk about it. One of the first like things I really heard was I was watching like I think it was like a Columbine, Bowling for Columbine. So, and then he had interviewed Marilyn Manson, who was like this big controversial thing about it. And he asked him like, what would you say to the kids that, you know, were killed or they were like struggling or just went and rampage? And he would say, I would listen. And it just totally tricked him because he was expecting him to tell something. He's like, no, I would just listen. A lot of people just need to listen. So I would just listen to whatever kid was struggling. I'd be like, hey, what's wrong? What you need? And then let them know that they're not the only person that goes through. Like everybody struggles with being lonely because you can't have somebody by your side all the time.
Been washed away. The worst part is I don't miss the weight. The tide is high.